So we are rounding out the end of the 5th week since I've come back to start making videos, and so it is time for a checkup. So for those of you who may not have been watching all of these, when I started making videos again, I said this can actually change behavior, and I want to say that I want to write a second draft of the story of my life. And since then, things have been good. I've made a bunch of videos. I think I've missed only 2 days. I'm down about 13 or 14 pounds, and that's now stable, and it's dropping a little bit slowly, nothing like kind of the first few weeks. I've been meditating daily. It's gone up from 10 minutes once a day to 15 minutes twice a day, and I've kind of not broken the chain on that. I've been writing in my journal, which is some days been perfunctory, but sometimes I've actually expressed things that I'm kind of proud of. I've been making, as I said, a lot of videos, and I think a few of those I'm particularly proud of. Even though I'm doing things, kind of very shoestring and minimalist, I think that there are a couple that I think I said things that I was really excited to say. And I've been walking for at least 15 minutes every day for the past month. And just this week I started a push-up regimen, which is going to be slow going, but I think it's going well. I've also noticed that I'm feeling better physically. I think my circulation has improved. It's less painful trying to walk for short periods of time, and I think that it's easier for me to work at a standing desk now than it was before. And mentally and emotionally, I think I'm a bit more self-aware than I had been. I think I'm quicker to recognize emotions and gut reactions as they arise, though I'm sort of skeptical of that because it could just be a fact that because it's been something that I've been paying attention to and focusing on, it hasn't necessarily meant that my awareness has gone up. But still, I'm going to count that as a good thing. Now, when I started doing this, it was because of a realization that I kind of woke up and I realized there were so many things in my life that I was not excited about and really struggling with. And I think the traditional advice is, we'll tackle one of them at a time. Try and start meditating, but don't try and start meditating and working out at the same time. That's just a effort depletion sort of thing. It didn't really seem to be a viable strategy for me because there were so many things that I think all sort of contribute. And so my goal was to start developing a practice and a pattern of good habits so that I could try and address all of these things, not as fast as I could by tackling them individually, but in the aggregate so that it would be easier for me to make big leaps going forward. Now, in software, there's this idea of a stand-up where everybody kind of gets together for a very quick meeting and they say what they've been working on, what they're planning on working on next, and what are the things that are getting in their way, what are the blockers. I've talked about the first one already, but what am I planning on doing next? I just started doing push-up stuff. I might start incorporating a sit-up routine on alternate days to try and bring that down a little bit as well, but we'll see how that goes. Other than that, I'm planning on sort of just trying to continue this stuff and slowly amp up. I think my meditation practice, I probably want to take my morning session up to 20 minutes and then eventually ramp up the evening section. And I'm not quite sure where I want to cap that out. Maybe it's a half hour for both, maybe it's an hour for both. That's a pretty heavy commitment time-wise. And I'm going to keep making these videos in the sort of dizzying, walking about format, trying to put stuff out every day, but not necessarily holding myself to that. I'm not quite ready to say that, okay, I want to try upping the production value and writing this stuff out ahead of time and trying to make it super awesome, because there's a fear of then it's going to become too challenging and I'll burn out. Finally, what are the blockers? What's getting in my way? I don't think anything is preventing me from getting to a healthier place. I think if I'm able to maintain just doing what I'm doing now, that in 2 years I will be feeling very healthy and both mentally and physically, and very happy. But at the same time, it would be very nice to amp that up. So what's blocking me right now, I think, is the fear of trying to figure out exactly what that ramp up pace is, because if you get to the point where the things that you're trying to develop become too burdensome, then it's easy to just scrap the whole thing. So I'm trying to go very, very slowly, kind of baby step my way through this. In addition, there are a couple of minor blockers. I'm not quite ready to start eating completely healthily. I've made improvements, but I'm not following any sort of strict diet when I know that if I did, it would speed things up quite a bit. And also the tics are particularly strong right now. I'm kind of waiting for that to ebb back. They're the sorts of things that sort of wax and wane. Once those simmer down a little bit, it'll be easier to get through the day. But that is my update, and I think this is a helpful exercise, so I'd like to pose the same questions to you. What are the things that you've been working on recently? It could be the past week or the past few months, just kind of stepping back and taking state and saying, well, where am I right now? What are the things that you're looking to do in the future? Are the things that you're anticipating, or the changes that you're looking to make? And then finally, what are the blockers? What are the things that are preventing you from doing the stuff that you want to do? So let me know down in the comments, and we're gonna kick off another set of more rambly videos next week. Bye.